Okay, so I wanted to go through a quick video on the new updates that they came out with several months ago now. At this point, the totems. So totems are troop-specific boosts. You can tell by what my overview states right here that I have human troop uh, totems on. You can also tell by this little icon that's on these totems as well. As you can see, this one right here is got the blue guy. That is the human totem, or the human race icon, I guess. They've had these icons on the mana stones, those guardians. That's what they have here. So you've got the red icon with the guy on here for savage, and then for elven you have a green fairy lady. So basically, what I wanted to talk about is how these totems affected stats. If if you don't know yet, mana stone stats have changed. Your priorities have changed. And to give you a good indicator on that, previously um, your troop stones were set with troop attack, troop life, troop defense, and then probably typically a human troop attack sub. This has changed with the I don't even know if I've actually finished fixing my subs. Here it is. So with totems, you basically want to have two different troop mana stones set up. You want to have one probably set up similar to this, where you're boosting human troop attack, human troop life, and human troop defense. And that's because these stats right here are going to be amplified by totems. And so, the main reason why I wanted to do this video is to show people how to move mana, the sub attributes for mana stones. And so, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to move this troop attack sub attribute. And I'm gonna move it and replace this troop attack that I have here on my main mana stone. So what I want to do is I want to select the mana stone that I want to move the sub attribute to. You go into details and you hit this transfer button. If you don't have it maxed level, you'll have it a couple different icons on here when you go in here. So you have your upgrade if you can upgrade the mana stone, and you have your transfer. This right here is your decompose button. And so what I want to do is I want to go into the mana stone that I want to keep, and move the attribute to, and then transfer, and you're going to select a stone that has the sub attribute that you want to transfer, and you want to move it over. So before I do all this, I want to go through, I want to find a human troop life and a troop attack sub attribute. So I already know that my troop attack is probably going to be this one here for 75%. I just want to see if I can find a human troop life. So as you can see, I've already started saving up these troop life, troop defense, and troop attack for my second set. And the reason why is because if you are attacking with humans, you want to have a set that boosts human troop attack. If you're attacking with savage, your human stats should be boosting troop life, troop defense, and troop attack, because you don't want these human subs when you're attacking with savage or with elven or whatever. You actually want to be boosting the race that you're boosting with, and so it's a little bit more prep work. A good thing about this is that you do not need to level this second set of mana stones if you don't want to, because really the only thing you're really interested in are these sub attributes. You don't necessarily need to have it epic mana stoned either. It does help a little bit, but the three attributes that you're going to want to keep are the troop attack, troop defense, troop life, because those are going to be the boosting for every race, and you won't get that in your main stat. So actually now that know that I have this mana stone that already has it, I'm gonna move this troop attack over to this third empty slot instead of erasing it, just so that way if I don't need to delete it, then I don't need to delete it. So it's right here. So I'm gonna actually move this one here because this slot is saying that it's an empty slot. So I'm gonna transfer this here over. So I'm going to select, you can change where you're having your sub attribute move to, and you can change here which one that you want to move. So I want to move this troop attack to this empty slot here. One thing is if I try to move this troop life over and hit transfer, it's going to give me an error message. You can only have one sub attribute per type. So I can't have two troop lives. I can have a troop defense and a human troop defense on the same attribute or same mana stone if I want to, but typically you don't want to stack too much unless it's attack. And you know it's going to be very situational on how to do that. So I want to hit this troop attack here, and I want to make sure I have this slot selected. Hit your transfer, and then boom. So you're going to take off the sub attribute on the mana stone that's at the bottom, and you're going to move it to the one on top. If you select a sub attribute that you want, like let's say you didn't have this third slot selected and you accidentally had this troop defense here selected and you had troop life, well, let's say human troop attack. If I hit this transfer button, it's going to still move it to the same spot. So I'm going to be losing this troop defense and moving this human troop attack up. But I don't want to do that because this mana stone is perfect for what I want. You know, I've got the best attributes for purple level subs. The only thing I'm going to want to do is whenever I get epic subs, I'm going to want to move them over here as I get them. So now that I've done that, I'm actually going to go back in to my main leveled up max level mana stone that I actually use for attacking. And now I'm going to go through and see if I can actually find that human troop sub attribute. Well, the human troop life. So I do have a human troop life here of 74%. I'm going to move it because it is a bigger boost than this basic 70% on troop life. And so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to move this human troop life up to this one. I'm going to erase this the troop life here. And boom. So I took it off the one on the bottom and I moved it over. It's not the best one to have, obviously. I don't have perfects on here because I haven't been doing a whole lot of summonings and haven't collected all the perfect sub attributes. But as you continue to play more and summon more mana stones, you'll get more perfect subs. So you know it's a work in progress. So next thing I want to do is I want to go into here and I want to fill in this last slot that I have with the troop attack. One thing to notice is that there's a transfer cost here. This is saying I need 5 epic Nimbus pamphlets, and so to get those, typically what you're going to want to do is combine if you do have them. The one thing to note, if you haven't done this before, is you don't want to go in here and select all of your purples and promote them to epics. You cannot decompose these. So once you transfer these over, it is permanent. That's why I typically like to keep all of my pamphlets to purple and only promote to epic when I actually want to do a transfer over. And it's going to be the same thing with the your essences as well. You cannot decompose these. You can only combine them. You can only go upwards. Um, with the essences, it's not that much of a difference because you're never going to use any blue or purples to promote. You're only going to use these epic ones to promote. The same thing with these. You don't want to use these greens or blue pamphlets because those sub attributes aren't good. You only want to really do epic and rare pamphlets. So I've got my 5 pamphlets here, and just want to go in here, hit that transfer button, and then boom, you have the sub attributes that you want, not necessarily as high as they come, but as you gain more sub attributes that you can pull from, you can continue to collect more and get some more. So I do still need to get a better human troop attack, and I don't know if I have anything that's better than that. But that's basically all you want to do. You want to collect these as you go. You don't necessarily want to just go in here and be like, oh, I'm going to delete everything in here that's not perfect or that I'm not using. So save stones so that way you can save and collect attributes. Like on this one, I'm still missing human grounded life. As I continue to gain more, I will move them over as I get them. Um, like this one here is what I was working on. This is how they used to be previously. Excuse me. Or at least this is how I personally set my sub attributes for. Is because you weren't attacking typically with just one race. And if you were, it was it wasn't necessarily a mixed march of one single mix or one single race. You were doing like human mounted or human ranged or human ground. You weren't doing a mixed human march typically. And so for these, I had, these sub attributes aren't going to change for your missiles. It's your all troop subs are going to change a little bit, um, depending entirely on how you are going to be set up. So I'm going to need to find uh, human troop sub attributes for this one and move them over, as I collect them. So um, just wanted to go through a quick video and make sure that everybody is aware of the totem changes. Um, Obviously, totems have been out for a little bit. I do have a couple of videos up already. One thing to notice is that today is the first day that Elven totem pieces are available in the Exchange Center. Make sure that you guys are going through and collecting these as much as possible. It's a really easy way to max out totems. Even if you're not going to use them, you're not spending any money dealing with any of these. I know I've already maxed out the magic bear piece on probably, yeah, on this account too. So every single one of these sub attributes are maxed out, which unlocks this awakened item or option here, which makes this actually a good piece. It's not going to be replaced. This one isn't going to be replaced until I get a pretty good epic um, totem for Savage to replace it with. And right now there are only 2 epic totems for Savage. So it's this golden helmet, which has been the same one that's been out here for forever. I'm just waiting to get my level 50 so that way I can put all my points into this last skill. The other one just came out, I think it was like last week or something, the Inferno Skull. I didn't spend on the Totem Compass, so I didn't get any pieces, unfortunately. But the Wisest of All is also a great place to go through and get these totem pieces, because getting first place in your kingdom will give you 90 pieces. That's a whole lot of pieces. So you do want to try to get as high rank as possible. Even getting top 10, you still get 15 pieces, which guarantees you the totem at least, and not necessarily whether or not you can actually upgrade a bunch of the skills that the totems have. So Make sure that when you do have these events, you are participating as much as you are able to. It's a great way to max out your totems, or get them pretty high up. So this account here, I've gotten first place a couple times. I've got some pretty good totem boosts on this account, and that's without having to spend on it. So my Invincible King is an awful compared to everybody else's, basically, because this one you only get pieces for spending, and I've got level 1 attributes on here. It's still a good one to have until you replace it with Demonic Messenger. I haven't been dumping the experience into Demonic Messenger or Demon Messenger like most people have. So I've just kept my Invincible King at level 40 until I'm going to be swapping over to Savage Totems on this account as soon as I unlock my Inferno Skull. I've almost got this one to 50, so the rest of my experience is going to be dumped into the new Savage Totem, and I'll be pretty set on totems until I can replace this purple totem. So to do a quick recap on stuff, make sure you're purchasing everything from the Underworld store. To get the items for the Underworld store, you just want to hit the Cerberuses or the Hell Dungeons. If you do the Hell Dungeons, one thing to note is that when we do have events, currently Hell Dungeons do not give you any credit towards any events. They are really nice because if you have somebody who's strong enough to clear them, and you're just a filler, it's a great way to get a bunch of totem experience because the totem experience that you get is based off of the level that you kill. So a level 5 Hell Dungeon gives the same as a level 17 Cerberus. But if you can't kill a level 17 Cerberus, then you want to wait and try to get somebody to run level 5 Hell Dungeons. And so some of the stuff like Wisest of All, you only get points on these events for Cerberuses. So, you have to kill Cerberuses today during this event in order to get points. Excuse me. So that's about it. It wasn't too long a video, hopefully. But make sure you're focus your experience on the totems that are available in the exchange center, because these are going to be easy ones to max out. All three of these human totems here, by now, if you've been purchasing all the pieces as much as you can, you should have these completely maxed out. Maybe not necessarily level 50, but just like I showed you guys my magic bear, this is maxed out. It's free to max these ones out because they're available in the exchange. And personally, I should probably do the math and figure out whether or not a maxed epic is going to be better than or a maxed rare totem is going to be better than a not maxed epic totem, because they do give different boosts. But with the set bonus that you get for doing the awakening, probably maths out to be a higher boost by doing this purple than it is to do a level 40 with no upgrades on the skills. I just haven't put the time in yet to figure out whether or not that's true. So if you guys got any questions, feel free to leave any comments. If not, that's it.